episode 3, man. Welcome.
With our guest,
Anessa.
Okay, so welcome.
Okay. We're getting the hang of this thing now. It's been a ride.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Just kind of figured out. But the questions were, I think you have had that unlocked since the beginning, right? Like, just keep playing that out.
Yeah.
But the production side had just been trial and error in a way.
Yeah, it was literally like we cross that bridge when we get there, and when we get to the bridge, we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
You guys have been killing it, though. You've been doing good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of hard work, but
actually a fan from day one, our day one fan.
That's awesome. Thank you.
That's awesome.
He was like reading me the questions, and I was like, don't do that. It's been good though.
Yeah, man. Well, it was so random how everything got created too. It was just literally like we saw each other outside, and we're like, hey, you said let's go shoot photos, and I was like, let's do something with video.
Yeah, let's go film some video. And then I got back to you like 2 days later. I was like, how about we just run a podcast,
Yeah. And so that has been this little experiment, let's call it that
and
way.
the next day I send you like my idea, my script, and you're like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. So, but hey, welcome. Well, you're the third guest. Well, I guess we have multiple guests in one setting, but like third episode.
Third episode.
I'll take it.
So, can you tell me about yourself? Major, year, hometown, pronouns.
Pronouns she, her. My major is business marketing, sports management, and I'm from Providence, Rhode Island.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Local.
So, what up? Oh, any hobbies do you have?
Hobbies? No. As of right now, I would probably just say reading. I'm like a huge reader, but I like work so much that like it comes to a point where I don't have enough time to do any hobbies. So.
But what are you into reading wise?
Anything horror, or like crime, any of that, but romance I rather just pass off.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Are you on the book talks?
You got sneak. All right, let's go.
Are you on the book talks?
No, I refuse to. I refuse to. I refuse for my whole feed to just be books, and then if I don't like it, then I'm just like, nope, I don't want it.
What is that, book talks?
Oh, you don't know the lore.
It's a whole like rabbit hole you can dive in. Like, do you know? You want
Okay. So book talk is like if you like a specific book, or like if you see like a TikTok about a book, they're like wait for like part 2, or like watch this and then like read like all the other genres. It's just your whole TikTok
like
is full
TikTok,
of.
by the way.
Yeah.
That's why it's like book talk.
Okay. Gotcha.
You're not missing out on much, I promise you. But
all right, sounds like a vibe though. Book talk.
Yeah. Are you in any like student org, or are you a part of any student org right now?
I don't know if it's considered an organization, but I'm a tour guide, so admissions ambassadors. But
okay,
that would just be it.
Yeah, you're a RIC ambassador in a way, Yeah, that's being. Yeah, I feel like
that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Do you like it being a tour person, or do you think you're like over it at this point?
Okay, so like I like hard. So I've been a tour guide since freshman year. So last year around this time, like hardcore tour guide, like went like full throttle with it, and then I think I'm like going on the edge of like I can see myself doing other things, or at least expanding, because like my whole freshman year was just straight admissions ambassador.
Just straight up telling people how great RIC is.
No, literally.
Man, you were telling me the other day that they sent you like somewhere in a weird spot.
No, it's not. It's not like tour related, but I work at Mission too, and sometimes they send me to like college fair now.
Yeah.
And it's awesome, man. Like I don't know why, but like something about just like traveling to random like community college and just talk to random people about RIC. Like that's I mean, repping RIC is cool.
And getting paid to talk is also cool,
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. No, but he's big time. I wish I could do what he's doing, but.
Okay, that's awesome though.
Should talk to her.
Well, that's how I felt when I was getting paid right here at the radio. I worked last year here as a DJ, and I was like, "Wow, man, getting paid to listen to music and make music, like that's great." So, what is considered one specific what is one specific thing that you like about RIC? If you have to say, community
is a big thing for me. But I would also say the amount of opportunities you have. Like, I feel like we like literally talked about doing the podcast. Like, after like my shift, I walked out and he goes, "All right, so you're available Monday at 5:30, right?" And I'm like, so like I feel like just the amount of opportunities and like networking that RIC has to offer, I enjoy.
Yeah, like certainly, like you can. A lot of people say like, "Oh, there's not much going on at RIC, blah blah blah," but if you flip that mindset, it's more so like, if it doesn't exist, just create it, right?
Yeah. Like heavy on that. It's like, what are you making out of your opportunities instead of what you're looking to find?
Facts.
Yeah, I think like for the most part, the resources are there. You know.
Oh, 100%.
It's just you putting in some interest in something. At least myself, like last year, I was heavy into music. So I'm not a music major. I'm like a psych major, and I used to stick myself into the music department and play on the drum kit. I never got kicked out, you know. So I kind of like, I love RIC for that, you know. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, without being too critical, what's one specific thing you think RIC can improve?
Emphasis on not being too critical.
Yes, heavy.
Well, we're not really sponsored by anybody, so you can kind of really
be
say
a little lenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like a little bit of productive criticism. Like,
something that you think that really like
constructive.
Yeah, constructive.
That's the word I was thinking about. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
From the first episode, I can agree to what Riley and Bennett said about the RIC runaround. Low key, kind of crazy. I'm probably participating in that too, like sending people to like different offices when they call, but
it's part of the problem.
No, like 50%.
She plays the game, you know. Like it's a game, and she was just like a player in the game.
Don't hit the game, hit the player. But I would probably say I think you food.
Said that like the opposite. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Alright, what's about the food though?
The food is mid. It's like very much not it. Well, I'm a commuter student too, so like whenever I do eat on campus, it's like something brief or like something quick, and I feel like it doesn't satisfy the need that it should. Like even if it's like a quick like bite just to go, like it's never anything good. I'd rather get something around here, which is better.
But I feel like this year, like they improved like significantly in that department. You think so?
They took away the chicken wings in the bistro though.
Okay,
that's the only thing I do have to say. You know, that's the only thing I have to say. But other than that, I do have noticed they have pasta now and like rice bowls, which is different. You know, better than quesadillas and burgers.
Okay,
all day. You know.
Okay, maybe I might not be like the best critic, but like I'm like a tenders and fries girl, like through and through. So like if I can grab something quick and it be good, then that's fine. But they have definitely like stepped it up a good amount.
Yeah.
Are you like a honey mustard type of chicken tenders? What's your sauce?
Anything hot.
Let me guess. Barbecue.
Absolutely not. No.
Buffalo.
Bistro
or buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll take either
Bistro is actually pretty good, but I feel like if you eat it
awesome.
often, you get kind of tired of it.
Right. So, bistro mixed with like a tiny bit of barbecue for the sweetness.
Yeah. After
big
class,
activities.
Just
big bag activities.
They're just mixing it. No. But I think they definitely have improved since last year, at least my first year. Like when I'd be on tours talking about it, they're like, "How do you think the food is?" And I'm like, great. Yeah, it's great.
Just splendid.
Splendid. Have a try.
Are we picking here for the number that you picked?
Yeah, so
what number you picked?
Number A for the wild card question, the first one.
Well, this is interesting. So one thing do you wish you knew sooner while in college?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
What would be something that you wish you knew sooner in your college experience?
Like something that you know now that you was like, damn, I wish I know that when I was, a freshman or when I first came into the school.
I would say, so because before I even started classes, I was already a tour guide learning the script and like learning like the criteria of like everything that they already have to offer. So I feel like I was pretty well equipped with what to know. But like personally, I feel like being strategic with picking classes, like I made my own roadmap because I didn't necessarily trust my advisor. Like I do now because like
Your map.
Honestly, yeah. Like I do now, obviously, because I understand he has my best interest at heart. But like at the time, I was like, I don't need him. I got this. So I like started like making my own like roadmap and everything. So like being strategic would probably be a big thing.
Right. But now, now that you kind of like appreciate your advisor a little bit more, right?
Yeah. Now I have multiple of I think like 4 or 5 at this point.
4 or 5. That's crazy.
Wait, advisors?
Advisors, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm a part of PEP, Student Success, Business, because they have their own advisors too.
Yeah.
And then the advisor you get assigned because of your last name, and then also there's another one too.
Actually, I think like that's a more complex and more equipped way to have a career, to have multiple advisors.
Yeah.
Because I think like sometimes you need an outside perspective, even from your field. Like cause sometimes you only see it through your lens. Like
right. But how does that work though? Like every time you come in for advising meeting, do they have like a whole console like sitting around the table and then you?
It's like a cabinet meeting. It's like
yeah.
Honestly, they're all in like cahoots about it. So like not necessarily, but I did have like one meeting where like they were all just like set up and I was like,
oh, I don't know if that's terrifying or that's like awesome.
Oh, I was absolutely terrified and I like woke up 5 minutes before and it was like a Zoom call and my camera was just like this. I was like, I don't want to see it. But
and I was like sitting down with your advice is always like hard decisions, man. Usually, at least for me, because I feel like I usually meet up with my advisor just to kind of like get my classes and then kind of don't think about like, all right, grad school. And now I'm like, I got to think about grad school.
what year are you?
I'm a senior now. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
this kid, grad student, man. That's
oh,
crazy.
I remind him of his age all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. But one thing about grad student, like grad school advisor though, like they're mad chill. Like, my advisor, he's also like a mental health counselor.
Is it Spas? Who is it? Who's the advisor?
Dr. Gickler.
Oh.
He's awesome.
Check him out.
Like he's awesome. He advocated for me so much, and I was like, he do it right too because he's also like a counselor himself. So he know how to like like pick you up when you're down and kind of like be like motivate you and stuff like that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my CCR, right? Well, I don't think he wasn't my counselor. He was just my professor, but he was a psych professor too. And I think like honestly, that's why I picked this major. Like like when I came to RIC, because I was like, yo, I don't know anything about psych, but I was like, I like how the guy acts and how he like carries himself, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a big motivation to kind of study psych in a way.
I was gonna say when it came to picking my major, I obviously being a sports management major, it was like confusing for me to like find a college that actually even had the degree itself. So like trying to find like the resources along with it, I feel like RIC was like really well equipped, especially with the business department too. So I changed my major I think like 2 or 3 times.
Are you happy with it now?
I chose both now, so I feel like I'm good now.
Okay.
But
yeah, that's a good compromise.
I was gonna say I enrolled being marketing, and then I switched it to sports management, and then marketing again, and then I just picked up both. I was like, might as well. Like I keep going back and forth with it, so.
That's good.
Well, the interesting thing about minors, right? Like you only have to pick certain classes after if you have like certain numbers of classes in a certain major, not major, but like interest.
Yeah.
Then you just have to add like 3 more 4 classes after, and you got a minor.
Yeah, that's the neat part about that.
Do you know what will be your minor? Like, what other classes do you have that you will be like, oh, if I wanted to imagine?
Well, the thing is, I already went through this, and when I was undergrad in University of Alabama, my minor was human development.
Oh, okay.
So, I feel like that was the best choice I could pick because I spent like half of my my classes like just studying. Just go to like preschool and preschool, primary school, and middle school to like just watch kids and write report about them, and that's
like
pretty cool.
Observational, like researching away.
And the other half, I learned about like how to like maintain relationships and stuff like that, and that was also very very useful. Yeah.
it's interesting how majors like create themselves through experience, you know. Yeah, no, it's true though, because like to me, I'm like a third gen like person, right? And to me, I just went to school and I was all right. Let me just learn about some stuff, and then that's how I ended up with an associate degree in liberal arts because that was a more broad thing. And then now down here with a psych degree, I'm like realizing I'm like, all right, this could mix up really well with like anthropology or like something else, you know?
Yeah.
And realize it's just little puzzle pieces on top of each other. Like,
oh, you talk about minor can fall into places with your interests.
Yeah, in majors as well, you know,
Okay,
like because majors can develop. Like you might graduate right now with a counseling and end up not something in counseling, but something related to psychology.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of options.
Okay, we're going off track, but like
no. I was like, no, I like listening to it, but I was like, I'm still like early within my year, so I was like,
oh wait, what year are you in right now?
I'm a sophomore.
Hey,
so
we back, and I just want to say to the viewers that if you enjoy what you're watching, you think that our conversation brings something positive to your life, to your day, follow us on Instagram, RIC_Talks, and YouTube. RIC Talks Podcast. We are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Podcast, Spotify.
Yeah. And the links are in our Instagram bio. Send us a DM if you want to be on our show.
We'll get you in here, man. Don't hesitate. Reach out.
Yeah. We don't bite, I promise.
Honestly, man. And it's a fun experience, right? What do you think? Give us a promotional
10 out of 10.
Hey, there you go. You hear that?
She's not being held hostage.
Nah, she's not being paid for this. But hey, after this, give 5-star on Spotify.
All right. So the second wildcard question would be: tell us about a fallout with a friend story that you got.
Okay. What was it? I would say probably senior year of high school, going into CCRI because I did dual enrollment. Me and my friend, she stayed at our high school, and then I was at dual enrollment, and I was like busy with that. And then also during dual enrollment was where I was like joining clubs and like finding different organizations, and I was like forgetting about her and like spreading thin from like what I've had since like second grade versus like people I've met for like 3-5 minutes ago. So it was 100% my fault, and I'll fully take accountability for that. We've made up, but like I would say that was like a really hard thing, especially like going through like the college application process. Everybody knows that's like a hard, stressful time, finding different people, exploring. Like I don't know if you guys still talk to anybody from like high school.
Well, I don't know, but this do you keep in touch?
Well, he's been out of high school since
the thing with high school is that I went to technically 4 different high school. I start out with 2 different high school for freshman and sophomore year in Vietnam, right? And then I first came here in Kentucky. It was like the most like backwood Kentucky possible that they put me in, but it was an awesome experience though. Like it was kind of like you learn more, like the more you're uncomfortable the more you learn type of situation. And then I end up high school in Massachusetts, and I still keep in contact with the host family there even to now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Man, this kid sounds like he had like a crazy experience like throughout his high school.
Crazy
way back then.
That's true, man. Like, oh, yeah, some crazy lord, man. That's good.
How about you?
Oh, my high school wise, I went to the same high school for 4 years. I think like my high school is really focused on sports. Like, if I have to like summarize it, like I was like soccer was life then, man. Like every day, man. I would play like futsal. I would play like outside, competitions on Saturdays. That's kind of like all I would do. And I did track as well. And yeah, man, just hang out with friends and play a lot of Xbox and Call of Duty. Like if I have to summarize my, man, not really a lot going on.
Do you still talk to anybody from high school?
From high school, well, yeah. One of my best buddies we still keep in touch. Like I know him since middle school. So like we went to middle school, high school together. I'm from Pawtucket, so Like,
Okay.
you know, if you go to Pawtucket, you kind of get like sent to the same schools. If you went to middle school with the same kids, so. But that's one of the only persons I keep in touch with, if I'm being realistic, you know, or like two other, but not really.
Yeah.
You lose touch as like people become soldiers and other people like get married. Like it's crazy, bro.
Yeah. It tend to happen a lot though. Like a lot of people that, you know, like it kind of sucks to see that like at one point in life, like we're so close with like a group of people, and then it's so hard to
Just
kind
evaporate.
of like it's so hard to kind of like be on the same page, and I don't know, like people change. I have different priorities. Like
I can agree to that. Especially, I'd say myself, I probably did change a good amount because, I mean, like during like high school, I wasn't like out there at all. But like from going to like a K to 12 school where like my graduating class was 30 kids, and like I would say amongst the 30, we were like a really close knit family. I still probably talked to about like 6 people, and like especially me changing a lot. Like my faith has changed. Throughout the span of like high school till now, like I grew closer to God, became a Christian, like stuff like that.
You know what's crazy? That's actually the question, like the personalized question that I meant to ask you, because you talk about like how you changed quite a bit the past year, right?
Yeah.
You want to like tell us a little, like a snippet?
Yeah.
About that?
I would say last year during, I think like spring semester, I was like losing interest of school like completely, and I was like, I don't really need to be here, especially being in like sports industry, sports management. Like I have experience with that plus marketing too, so I was like, I don't necessarily need school to be like what I do as a career. So I was just like sitting there, and like obviously like I believed in God. Well, let me not say obviously, but like I believed in God, and I believed like there was like some kind of higher spirit. So I like started getting into like Jesus TikTok, and I was like, dang, he's kind of eating up right now.
Saved by TikTok.
No, literally.
TikTok bring you to Jesus. It's a diabolical word.
No way, dude. No, but like literally, like I was like watching TikTok, and I was like, oh, like they're kind of like, like this is a little too realistic.
You know how like
hitting.
it's kind of like the meme that there's two paths that you can take, and then one is literally like for you like Jesus TikTok, and the other path is probably, I don't know, like Skippy toilet.
Or watching those Indian guys making those houses out of mud. You know,
oh, that is the bedtime one.
Yeah,
or like the lady pops up, she goes, "It's 2 a.m. Why are you still up? She put your phone down."
You guys know about the Chinese shopkeeper, the Chinese
what lore are you on,
bro? Like you gotta be on the nostalgic Chinese TikTok, bro. Like it's like this like shopkeeper, and then this one girl like keep going to the shop, and then she asked for like some snacks, and she always get like the Chinese like spicy stick, and with some sort of like crazy lore behind it, like her mom is never home and she keeps stealing from the shop, and there's a grandpa that always eat like peach candy. It's like so crunchy. It's like
I don't know what TikTok you're on. I think I'm on the Law and Order.
They have like nostalgic Chinese music.
Like in the background.
Yeah, and even though I grew up in Vietnam, like half of me is Chinese, and that kind of tapped into my soul a little bit.
I feel it. He's like, I feel it. I feel cold when I hear this music.
He's like, there's a spirit and it's calling me right now.
I don't even speak Chinese, but like I feel warm inside when I hear the music.
He's kicking his feet up like, late at night.
Kicking my feet is crazy.
No, but continue that with everything. So you went into the Jesus TikTok like thing, yeah.
Yeah. So I started going to church January of this year, like a different church, because I was at a different one because my job like really has me on Sundays. It's like crucial. So I work at Gillette Stadium. Patriot games are like the craziest things ever, so it's like mandatory for you to be there. So I would watch church online. What's up?
Allegedly, they're not that good this year.
Oh, they're not. They haven't been in a while, but like, don't get me started on that because we can get into an argument right now. But I started going to a different church in January, and then I would like go every once in a while. It wasn't like anything consistent, and I'd like take notes like with the dates on them just to keep track of like when I was actually going. And then April of this year is when I was like, I don't really need school. Like, I don't need this. Late night scrolling on like TikTok, start getting into like Jesus TikTok or like religious TikTok. And then I started taking an interest into like getting involved at my church. So I took like a program called Grow Track, where they teach you about religious things, stuff about the church, like the origin, what to do, what not to do, temptation, like stuff like that. And then I didn't actually start calling myself Christian until I became like a youth leader at my church and started getting really involved, because I was like, I don't feel like that's like a title that you earn. It's something that like is like given on to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it sounds like, it has given you identity. Like,
yeah, like I didn't feel like I was just Anessa. I felt like it was God and then Anessa, because you're never the number one priority. It's always Jesus first and then yourself right after. So
if you can sum up like how all that experience kind of like change your goal in life, or like how your outlook in life is, like just a quick summarize on that.
Emphasis on quick. Okay. I would say hearing the good news from like my pastor, which if you haven't heard it, I would probably look it up, because they could probably say it way better than I could. It has like changed my perspective. So instead of like being like a glass half full, which I feel like I've been like all of my life, I changed it into being like someone who's like full of energy, full of positivity. And like even though we like literally just met, I feel like I'm like always like very like timid and like to myself. But like once you start talking to me and start getting to know me, you'll see either my spirit, you'll see my joy, you'll see just something calm coming off of me, which is what I hope to do. So I feel like it's just changed my perspective in like a world run.
So like in general, you're more happy and you feel you're more like optimistic and stuff like that?
I mean, I still have bad days. I'm telling you right now, like a coffee will definitely change my perspective. But like, I think I've changed my perspective in the sense of waking up more open-minded. Optimistic wouldn't be the term, I would feel.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because it kind of comes back full circle when, like, what's something that you wish you knew sooner? Like, that's one of the questions that we asked earlier. And I think, like, for me, it would be balance, Like, I think when I came into college, I did not have a balance. Like, when I mean balance, is like school, work, like spirituality, because they're all important.
Oh, like priorities, kind of.
Yeah, like, like having a balanced life. Like, sometimes you indulge yourself into something and then...
Yin and yang, brother.
Yeah, exactly. Yin and yang, man. He hit it on the nail, man. That's true. It is, like, and... As I'm getting older, I think like implementing balance has become like a big part of just having overall mental health,
Yeah, something my dad said when I was younger. He said that like when you go into a soccer match, for example, no one cares if you can solve a math problem really quickly, like, right? Mm-hmm. You're just gonna be like faster than the opponent and score on them. So that's kind of like it's his way of saying like, hey, you gotta have like balance in your life and be well-rounded and have the mastery of like a lot of things, and to kind of like not be that one person that only good at one thing and just lacking on or like other front in your life.
Yeah,
yeah,
that is true.
That's crazy you say that, because my dad says something like that too, because he immigrated from Mexico, and like whenever he talks about like stories from there, or like he talks about like something that like happens, he'll be like, just like put your best foot forward and just like keep going, or like don't think of it as like you have to get through this obstacle, think of it as how you're gonna overcome it, or like go through the journey of it. So like
bars,
yeah. Well, like I think taking the first step, like always, in believing in yourself, always pays off, like, and that leads you to other things. Like, I feel like for me, artistic-wise, that's how everything started, bro. Like, like, I was like, hey, I'll try this out. And then I ended up liking it. And then I was like, oh, I can try this out. And then you just end up doing a bunch of hobbies after.
I get that, because I feel like I do that a lot when I look at my resume because I'm like, dang, I kind of girl boss a little too hard, or like I was like a little too over ambitious, because like my resume will just like keep going and going and going, because I feel like I'd rather be a jack of all trades and know a bunch of different skills than just be like one-minded and then
she's a victim of her own success.
I'm held captive.
All right, what's one piece of advice you want to give to freshmen coming into RIC or any institution, after high school?
Oh, gosh. I would say tip your toes into anything that comes around you. So, like, even as a commuter, I feel like I don't have as many friends on campus as I should. It's definitely not because of the lack of, like, exposure I put myself out to. It's definitely probably just me staying in my shell. I feel like the more you start getting to know people, or like the more activities you start going to, then you'll start like equipping your mind to like different people. But also just let your guard down, allow yourself to just be free within the moment. So
yeah, unless it's come to illegal stuff, don't do that.
Well, that too.
Only on Fridays.
Or from 7 p.m. to like 2 a.m. That's when, like, all hell broke loose. Like,
right, because RIC's a huge party school, let me tell you.
Huge. Massive.
Because College Road is right down the street.
Well, PC is cool, right?
Yeah, but... No, wait.
Have you guys ever been to a PC party?
It's an experience.
Really? I haven't been, but...
I went one time freshman year, and I will never go back. It was late.
We gotta collab with PC, man.
I went to an Alabama party. University of Alabama.
Were they playing blues, or were they playing, bro?
No.
Because that's sick if they were.
They're playing what?
Blues. It's just like rock and roll, you know what I mean?
No,
very country, no.
No, like there's some country stuff, but like,
take me.
I don't know. It's just like the party culture is crazy. I dabbled into that for like 2-3 weeks, and then I was like, this is not for me. Like this, like getting drunk on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and half of Sunday is not for me. You do that, like, whatever. But
your liver is gonna be destroyed.
No. But, okay, so end the podcast with one question you want to interview us.
Oh, gosh. Can I tell him what I was going to originally ask?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Go for it.
Me and Gwen go way back, let me tell you. It was like 2 months ago, but...
You got Lightning McQueen shell. That's what's up.
Oh, I love Lightning McQueen. But the question I was going to ask is if he could sign a picture for me. But I didn't end up printing it out on time.
Wait, a win?
Yeah. Hold on. But
I thought you was going to ask for, like, if I could sign the poster to, like, register for your classes one. Because you both work at admissions. Like the one that you were, like, putting around that day.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't think not that kind, because we don't.
Can fix my score.
Yeah, can you sign this for me?
Yeah, you got. I don't think they can see. You got to probably go closer.
Yeah,
you got it.
So this is like a picture of me, like way back.
Yeah,
but that's crazy because
prime time win.
Man, you were stalking this guy at what 2 a.m. like going through his Facebook
like
profile pictures.
I look like a porcupine with my hair just like.
He said Sonic. No, I'm not gonna lie. I was stalking both of you on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Because I was gonna try and find 2 pictures, but then all of your pictures are like photography pictures, and I was like,
yeah, I barely have photos of myself though. That's crazy. That's true.
No, but they're dope because like I was literally scrolling through it and I was like, dang, he does not miss. Like it was going to like 2020. I was like
she's looking for something like goofy, like something like
if you want goofy photos, go to my Facebook. I think my Facebook has more goofy photos because I think that's like an old one.
I haven't logged on to Facebook in like years, but
you know the admission like poster for spring registration is him on it.
Yeah, I know it's crazy.
Well, I'm not registering for spring classes. That's why.
Oh, but like
but it's still like hilarious.
He's like, no, but I'm there. Like you need to see it.
Yeah, it's everywhere on campus. Like you.
I walk into class and I'm there looking at myself.
Yeah. any building. Dead. I was the one who put them up, so it was so funny. Like they just like hand me like a stack of just like poster with him on it. Just my co-host of a podcast.
He kind of looks familiar.
Yeah,
it's I feel like one day they're gonna put me in a RIC bus, and that'll be the ultimate, bro. I'll be privileged.
One of my friends is on a RIC bus, and I was like, I was like, you never told me this happened. But my question for you guys, which is what you're trying to get to, is what's one piece of advice that you would give to your future self, like as you're going, since you're about to go graduate and since you're
I'm also about to graduate.
What's something that you guys hope to see yourselves doing in like 10 years or like a piece of advice? Years.
Whoa. And advice. So it's a 2-part question?
Actually 2 parts,
okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
10 years, how old will I be? Oh God, I don't want to think about it. But 10 years is like yeah. By 35, I would hope that I can settle down somewhere, like in terms of like have a stable career and be like a mental health counselor. Hopefully, like the mental health field will pick up and they're gonna start paying us and not like just
like we want some depressed people, man. We don't want them off the market, man. Just joking, man. And just okay, man. No, but don't take this serious.
I honestly like want to be like if I'm still in Rhode Island, right? Hypothetically, I would love to be like a big like mental health name in Rhode Island, because it's such a small state and it's very hard. I mean, it's very easy to kind of like, not very easy, but like it's easier to kind of like be like a household name.
Yeah, like what's that saying? Like it's easier to be like a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah,
like that?
Big fish in a small pond.
Yeah, something like that. Could be saying it wrong. I don't know,
but no, like that'd be awesome. Like I love being like a mental health counseling major because I have my own style and it's very creative, like personally. So I don't know, like I would love to, make an impact in the field as well as, settle down for myself and having a good career. I cannot speak today. I don't know why, but
no, that's valid, man. And I cherish that. I wish you good luck, man. Like for real. Like this kid is dedicated, so I feel like this kid will reach all his goals that he wants to do. I feel like discipline overall. But myself, man, one advice I would give myself is just to keep an open mind and open heart. And everything that I do, always like give my all to what I do. No matter what it is. And I feel like that will lead me to like a great opportunity in the future. Other than that, what I want to be in 10 years. First of all, I want to be healthy because I want to travel, like I want to be physically healthy, being able to travel, hopefully have a place that I call home. I don't know if it will be Rhode Island, but Rhode Island, I love Rhode Island though, it's like, it's a big part of, I feel like, of my development.
Yeah, people will be sleeping on Rhode Island. Rhode Island is such a good state to live.
It is.
Good place.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I also want to explore other areas. East Coast has been beautiful though for like the last 10 years. So I don't know if I want to go like.
Wait, East Coast or West Coast?
East Coast. Like I've been like not living around the East Coast, but I have traveled like a majority part of the East Coast, and I haven't really gone much to the West Coast at all. So that would be like cool to see. Florida and Texas is also awesome, man. So like I feel like I don't know. I'll be traveling somewhere that 10 years. That's for sure, man. Like,
Do you want to go out of the U.S. or within the States always?
Out of the U.S. is more like a backpacking trip that I want to do. I want to go to South America. I'm from Central America, so I speak Spanish. And I think, like, I want to go to South America before I go to Europe. Just because I think it will be way better, like I speak the language and stuff,
That's very true.
And then we'll go to Vietnam, man.
Yeah, I would love to be a tour guy. If you find yourself in Saigon, Vietnam, like
I'll hit this kid up.
Give me a call, like
Yo, for real, man. I would love, man. I would love to like have a tour, man.
Before I feel like I start losing my Vietnamese like day by day.
Got
since I'm here, and like. I'm bilingual, and it get to the point that like I'm mediocre in both.
Yeah, no, it's true, man.
And it's bad.
It happens. It's like you know proficiency at any, like I'm saying Spanish and English. Like I feel like academically, I have more academic language in English, than when I go to Spanish. I'm like, oh, how do you say this concept?
Yeah, like they have some crazy slang that you're not catching up with. Like, you're running on like the past, like you're skipping out on the past like 5 update of the software.
And you've been like just creating a skip for the last 5 years. You know how your computer's like updating an hour, and you're like, remind me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Remind me after 12. Yeah.
And then when you go back to that country that like speak, like say like Spanish full time, that's when like the update like catching up to you and be like, okay, like it's gonna take me like a week for me to like get back to the rhythm. It's me and Vietnamese too. I get you.
Wait, you went this summer? You went there?
Yeah, I went there this summer. It was great. It actually like took me like a few days so I don't stutter. Like I never speak the language before when I speak Vietnamese, but like I love Vietnam, man. Like the weather, the people,
the motherland, man.
How many places have both of you traveled to? Because it sounds like a lot.
I traveled to mainly like Asian country. About like 5 or 6 of them already. My favorite country, beside from Vietnam, obviously, but my favorite is probably Singapore and Japan.
Ooh, Singapore's pretty.
Yeah,
I heard great things about Singapore too, man.
Singapore, like why they're great? Because like they're so free, but in a control state of freedom. Like they only care about like you don't like destroy their property and like don't being like a menace in public. But if you are like you play by the rule, right? They don't really care about much else. Like they don't like patrol what you do and stuff like that. So that's why I love Singapore, and they're very, very developed country. So yeah.
Yeah, myself. Well, I'm from El Salvador, so I grew up there till I was 12, and I grew up next to the Honduran border, so I was literally not like deep into Honduras, but I would go into Honduras, to the border and literally swim in the river. That's an activity that you do. Yeah. And then Guatemala too. I was able to see Guatemala and Mexico. So, and then now here in the States, but where I had the countries that I have traveled the most within, it's a state because I've been living here the longest.
It's moving up and up.
Up and up, I can say that I've seen the central.
Literally.
Yeah, like I can see half of Central America and almost like 3/4 of North America because I haven't been to Canada. So I feel like Canada is the only one to conquer.
And probably Alaska.
Alaska
if
too.
You count that, yeah.
Because Alaska is the furthest northern, like, land in America, right?
That's Hawaii. I mean, and in the continent,
America,
yeah. I thought you mean like in the 50th state of the U.S. Then Hawaii is like way out there.
Oh yeah, like furthest wise, yeah. But what's the name of that island that the U.S. has, like in the middle of like Asia, bro? Like
the island?
Virgin Islands. It's just like that thing is like all the way.
Yeah,
we can't talk geographics. I almost said Puerto Rico. I'm not.
Well, Puerto Rico is a territory too. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been educated too much about like the Virgin Island, but
because I know like I might sound like a little bit like ignorant if I'm not saying it correctly, but like I know like when the U.S. went to before they dropped the bomb in Japan during World War II, they wanted to like get different areas in Asia so they could like restock fuel and all this stuff. So that's how they ended up with those territories.
Yeah, like the Philippines was like a big part of like America, and they also like have like military base like everywhere.
Yeah.
But
the U.S.
got
man.
you. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all right, enough history, man.
But so that's episode 3.
Hey, thank you for joining us. Really, third episode, you killed it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Tell your friends about us, and they want to get interviewed too.
Yeah, especially like I would love for people that like me and Will don't know personally to kind of like be on the show and give us like a little bit of a new perspective on things. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I was gonna say too, do you think like in the future should we expand it to like This can be off the thing, you know. Yeah. Like we expand. Yeah, I know. We can say goodbye after or now. Okay.
No, you're fine.
Like,
I was kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, your advisor for the club. Ooh. He sounds cool to have because he knows a lot about film industry.
Yeah, that would take some coordination, but we
can make it happen.
Yeah, we can.
I feel like
make
if I talk to Jack Warner too, we could have him here.
I know Jack Warner.
And he just got inaugurated. Huh?
I was there. Yeah,
I was there too. That'd be.
I went crazy on the pineapple.
That'd be awesome though. Imagine we have Jack Warner.
I think you need to have Rossi on.
So
if you have, Rossi's a married man now.
I feel like we have to build up to Jack Warner. You know, like I feel like we have to get like
guest 11.
Guest
11.
Who's that?
He'll be your 11th guest.
Oh, yes! He can be your 11th guest because he's the 11th president. And the 11th episode. We can make it. And we'll have enough material so it can be
That'd be crazy. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right.
And that's it for episode 3. Thank you, Anessa. And for the viewer, follow her on Instagram. And that would be...
What's your Instagram? She has
it's
to
okay.
It
we're gonna put
awkward.
it in
just put it above somewhere.
We gotta put it in the description. Don't worry, guys. But if you want to reach out to Anessa, follow her. She's a very lovely person.
Interesting, you know.
In my opinion.
Yeah, man. Hey, no, thanks for joining us. It's really a pleasure, and I will see you guys in the next one.
See you in the next one.